Sympathize, something has no sympathy. Don't understand, something has no understanding. Don't give me freedom, cause I'm not giving yours. Fuck off the sympathy. Fuck off the sympathy. Fuck off the sympathy. Fuck off the sympathy. Don't give me freedom, cause they're not gonna give me yours.
Fire truck for some reason. I don't really know why the fire truck's here. Oh, because they're gonna burn the they're gonna burn the effigy probably. Okay. They brought a whole ass fire truck out here for that. NPR guy, NPR shirt. I don't think he's an NPR guy. The doors, the event. Now I couldn't get a press pass. I called in about a month ago. I didn't get a response. I guess it's an interview. Yeah. Let me scoop that shit.
They've gone so far as funding far-right campaigns to improve their chances in electoral races. This is exactly what Shapiro did in the Pennsylvania governor race last year by raising the platform of far-right Trumpist candidate Mastriano. We need to end this poisonous, never-ending cycle of settling for the lesser, less awful option, because that cycle itself is why the right has been able to grow. We need to build an alternative to the Democrats and the whole corporate party, two-party system. We need a new party for working people, independent of big business, tied to the interests of working people, built out of the struggle on the streets and in our workplaces. A democratic organization for workers and youth to be actively involved in the fight for a better future. A future with safety on our campuses, quality free healthcare, including gender affirming and mental health care, quality affordable housing, fighting unions to take on the bosses who exploit us, and democratic public ownership of the energy industry to avert climate catastrophe. To win that future will require all of us to actively take up the fight and get organized.
There's the entrance. Lots of cops. A lot more than the last event. I'm a volunteer. I'll volunteer for turn pulling you aside. Oh my god, dude, I'm posting this on TikTok. ACAB.
No,
That's a burning, I think that's the Michael Knowles effigy. Yeah.
like, what if I could?
And another one. Well, I'm gonna go watch Michael Knowles, my favorite actor. Just check my phone real fast. Bro, fucking what's up, bro? What's up, bro? We're going to the Michael Knowles show. Yeah, you can go in. It's cool, go ahead. They're yelling at us over there. I'm going in, okay? okay. We're the cops. We love you.
They're too scared of what the future looks like, to get with the times, to know what reality looks like. They have an imagined view of reality, and they're trying to force it on all of us. But we're never going back in the closet. We're not going to be scared ever again.
Never again!
When a fascist like Michael Knowles says, eradicate transgenderism, we all know exactly what that means. Today is Yom HaShoah, the remembrance of the Holocaust. It's exactly the same fight. It's never going to happen again. We control the future. They don't have any power over us. They think they have power, they wish they have power, and they don't, because the future looks like us. The future doesn't look like that. Martin Luther King Jr. said, the moral arc of the universe is long, but it bends towards justice. And that's what's happening right now. I'm so glad that there are people like you in the world. People like you make up my world. I don't care about those other scared people. I care about people like you. You are the people who make this world wonderful. And I'm so grateful you're here supporting us all. Because of people like you, I'm free to be myself. Because of people like you, I'll always be trans. Thank you all so much. When the trans rights are under attack, what do we do? Stand up! The trans rights are under attack, what do we do? Stand up! The trans rights are under attack, what do we do? Stand up! Yeah!
Hell yeah, brother. We got more conservatives showing up here. Show, gentlemen. Over here for the show. I like Michael Knowles. One for Michael Knowles, please. Oh, we've got the Brooks Brothers riots. The Brooks Brothers rioters have showed up. One for Michael Knowles, please. Yes, we love Harry Potter. We got a flare in the line. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Yeah, fascist, what do you want me to fucking do? Yeah, I mean, you're real tough with the cops behind you.
Students I spoke with said that any debate questioning the validity of trans people was not a debate that belongs in an academic setting such as a university. Leading up to the event, Knowles' planned debate opponent, Dr. Deirdre McCloskey of the Cato Institute, a trans woman, canceled her appearance, saying that Knowles is, quote, utterly uninterested in finding the truth. Right-wing libertarian Brad Palumbo filled in on short notice. What is Michael Knowles' reaction to all of this?
I had a marvelous time at the University of Pittsburgh last night. Our debate on the topic of transgenderism, hosted by ISI, was able to take place despite protests from leftist students, administrators, state legislators, and many other people. My debate partner, Professor Donald McCloskey, dropped out at the last minute. But we found an able substitute in Brad Palumbo. The moderator, my friend Leah Labresco-Sargent, raised excellent questions, and the room was filled to capacity. Given the countless obstacles put up to stop this debate, I thought it turned out great, and you can catch the whole thing on the ISI YouTube channel. But then I saw some coverage of the event from a left-wing Pitt student. The student wrote, quote, Pitt protest of Michael Knowles remained peaceful. And as great as I think the whole thing came off, that's not exactly true. For those who weren't there, the leftist protesters set off explosives, they blocked the entrance, and they burned me in effigy. The attendees were forced to sit in the room for hours after the event because the rioters outside were so violent and threatening. But this is what conservatives have come to expect on campus. Conservatives who speak common sense are called violent, and the leftists who try to attack us are described as mostly peaceful. A sign, I'm sorry to say, of a mostly collapsed civil society. I'm Michael Knowles. This is The Michael Knowles Show.
Oh, here's some left-wing coverage of the event. People attending a fascist debate got flares thrown at them in line, and that was kind of good. It sends fascists a message that says they can't operate out in the open without serious resistance. What was bad about it, though, it was that 2 protesters got arrested. You really can't be doing stuff like throwing flares if there's a chance you'll be arrested. And take it from me, someone who was there, the place was crawling with cops and other such agents of the state. It wasn't an event where you'd be able to get away with anything illegal like that. If you're in jail, you're out of the fight, and you don't want to be out of the fight. Now, I watched the debate, all 90 minutes of it, and here are some moments I thought were representative of the conversation.
Before we begin, I just have to point out this is a very different welcome than we got outside. So I appreciate it.
That's true. That's so true. That's Michael Knowles being cool under pressure. But can he take the heat?
Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. All right. There they are. I didn't know. I thought they might have been stuck outside. But we found them. Was that to them or to me? That was to them. Okay, it's confusing. All right. That sounds like they've gotten into harmony. Not even just melody anymore. All right. See, I was under the impression that I was opening the debate, and then Brad would follow, and then we'd have rebuttals. But I guess there was an opening act that I was not.
I thought you had to be an adult.
Yeah, no, certainly not. That hasn't been true in a while. All right. Well, as edifying as that lecture has been, I think we probably ought to get on with the debate. Thank you very much to the police for removing that. All right.
Thank you, Fashy Daddies. Oh, yeah. Knowles is going to be misgendering every trans person mentioned in this exchange. So, fair warning.
I'd like to begin by thanking a few people. I want to thank Leah. I want to thank ISI. I want to thank my welcoming committee out there. I would especially like to thank Brad for pinch hitting after my original debate opponent withdrew. Brad came in at the last minute, and I really appreciate it. Professor McCloskey, who I was initially slated to debate, despite 3 degrees from Harvard, could not defend transgender ideology. He knew my views. We had chatted about them. He repeatedly expressed his desire to debate. Then at the last minute, he withdrew because, I suspect, he felt it more prudent to concede than to lose in front of C-SPAN's cameras.
I totally would have won, whatever. They then go on to rehash a tired debate about bathroom usage that goes in circles for about 20 minutes. Brad summarizes his point here with the grace of an albatross.
Someone like Blair White, who I consider an acquaintance and am friendly with, if she wants to live as a woman, have surgery as she has, if that's what will make her happy, and she struggled with deep depression and mental issues, and then that helped, why would I object to that? And moreover, why would I embrace some sort of one-size-fits-all government approach that would legally force somebody with C-cup tits to use the men's room and the boys' locker room? It doesn't make any sense.
I think the more concern you have for women, the less you should use the word tits on the stage. I mean it. Mr. Knowles.
Catholic debate mommy does not like the T word. She is pissed, bro. Here are some other examples of the intellectual rigor exhibited by these two modern titans of scholastic thought.
What we're talking about here is essentially saying, well, we think somebody has deluded and wrong beliefs, so they should be locked up. I mean, that would have gotten that's the approach that had people wanting to lock up and kill Galileo, for daring to suggest that the Earth was not the center of the universe. I don't think we all know the truth. That's part of the process of discovering the truth. And let me just say, and I'm not saying this, but a large swath of the country thinks that the Catholic faith, believing in a God, is a deluded belief, is a delusion. Should they want to have you committed?
No, the majority of Americans still believe in God.
I don't think.
Maybe not in 50 years,
All right,
but
so
today is still
in the interest of the best use of this time, I'm going to have the Galileo fisticuffs happen outside. And
I will point out on that point that they did lock up Galileo, and they locked him up for being a jerk. It had nothing to do with his stupid scientific book.
Galileo was a jerk. Okay, okay, first time I've heard that one.
But the question that we're asking here is, what is a man? What is a woman? And I am not happy with even the conservative answer, which is a woman is a womb and 2 X chromosomes. I don't know what 2 X chromosomes are. If you told me that a woman is sugar, spice, and everything nice, that to me is a much more precise description and accurate description.
Fucking chromosomes, how do they work?
what is your greatest source of uncertainty for each of you right now about the current growth in transgender identification, in the roots of it? And what would you most like to know that you don't know now?
Well, I would just like to correct you, Leah. You've said that I've had varying degrees of confidence in the scientific studies. I have no confidence in any of them. I'm just citing them because they back up my argument.
What would you actually like to see studied? I mean it, right? Like,
kudos for honesty.
Intellectual titans.
I think if you have a persistent gender dysphoric 13-year-old and you want to have them socially transition, I think that's up to parents. Conservatives were just screaming yesterday about parental rights. I'm fine with that.
But not parental wrongs.
Dude. Parental wrongs, bro? Debate over. That's it. Michael Knowles, the winner. In all seriousness, what this debate was really about was a familiarly fascist topic. The insert scapegoated minority here question. Very technical term. The Nazis were asking the Jewish question. For years, Erdogan in Turkey has been asking the Kurdish question. In the meantime, Michael Knowles is out here paid tens of thousands of dollars to ask the trans question.
We have this question: do we have the political right to set certain standards? Are our rights merely the individual licenses to pursue whatever delusional and depraved sexual identities that we want to pursue, or any other kind of fantastical ideas? Or do we have an exalted freedom that will suppress some of our lower appetites but will give us a flourishing community? That latter idea was the idea that has animated our country, that made our country great, that made our whole civilization great. As we've lost that, the government's gotten all out of whack, as you described, and the country's gone to pot.
Lower appetites. My man is really out here just talking about vibes, just not even really Catholic thought when it comes down to it. I am of the opinion that this debate shouldn't have happened, as it's just a way for rich conservatives to launder their agitprop through the conduit of a trusted semi-public institution, the University of Pittsburgh, largely a glorified hedge fund. While Brad Palumbo likely got paid $10,000 to legitimize this charade, his closing comments were at least somewhat self-aware.
I would humbly suggest that the viewpoint of those conservatives who wish to regulate transgenderism out of existence is incompatible with that fundamental view of America as a place where each person can chart their own way in life as long as they're not hurting anybody else. I also would just reiterate that it's remarkably short-sighted. 30% of America identifies as socially conservative. If you guys really don't want to leave space for different lifestyles, for unpopular viewpoints, that is not going to go well in a democratic society. So if this newfound flavor of authoritarian-style conservatism gets its wishes, it won't just be betraying some of the principles that make America great. It will be setting the stage for its own destruction, and frankly, that destruction will be deserved. Thank you.
I'm Michael Knowles. This is The Michael Knowles Show.
If you want to support the work that I do here with the local news, go ahead over to patreon.com/thelocalnewspgh and go ahead and subscribe for exclusive content. Thank you.